Hi, good afternoon, folks. In this video, we're going to take a look at Jack Eichel. He's failed the physical, and we have stripped him of his captaincy. Coming up. Yeah, let's discuss this. Shout out goes to Chad Severin. I was planning to do this video anyway, Chad, but before I even got the news, you had filled me in online what was happening, because I busted my phone last night, and long story short, I've been trying to fix my phone all day, so I didn't get anything. If there was a text, I didn't get it because my phone's busted, you know. So yeah, look, folks, this is just where we're at with the franchise at the moment. I get it's kind of a sad day also. This is a sad day also. It's almost like we had the divorce papers and we signed them today, and you know, it's basically what happened. You know, it's now we're just waiting for the settlement in court. It's that kind of thing. The way I'm looking at it, you know. Hey, when it comes right down to when it comes to this franchise, my loyalties lie with the team, of course. You know, how much I would have loved to seen Jack Eichel work out in Buffalo, us win a Stanley Cup with him been the hero, the saving grace of this team and all sorts of it. But folks, honestly, since we got Jack in this team, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. And we can blame management all we want, which we could and should, but a player has to have some sort of impact on the team and the team around him. I don't care how bad they are. No, I look at Nathan MacKinnon as an example, modern day example, okay, of a team that's on the cusp now of winning a Stanley Cup because he stuck it out there. He stuck it out. You remember when he was a rookie and he showed all this promise and he was exciting in the playoffs, and then they choked to Minnie in the first round in Game 7 in overtime, right? And then they crashed and burned, and really crashed harder than we did. They had like a 40-point season or something. You've seen it. But he never left. He never lost hope that the franchise would get things straightened out, and he stayed there. He even signed a long-term deal. And look now, years later. I know he was complaining last year, and he should, because Colorado have done nothing in the playoffs with him, but they're going to, I think. I think they're on the cusp now of winning a Stanley Cup, or at least getting to the finals or something. They're going to have a deep run sooner or later, I figure. So that is maybe what will happen with the Sabres. I mean, we've seen players leave teams maybe too soon, you know, and we can look at Tavares like another one. You know, I mean, I get he wanted to go home and everything, to his home city and everything, but it was like the Islanders were just that close to getting over the hump finally and coming back to respectability once and for all when he left. So it's funny how sometimes that does happen with players, you know, and for us, it can be up to you. You know, you can either be in mourning about this, you can be angry about this, or you can be realistic about this, you know, and you can look at this thing and say, you know what, I'm moving on from this. I'm a Sabres fan to the day I die. I got no time to waste on Jack Eichel drama no more. I don't. I just don't. And opposing fans can blame management all they want. They're wrong. They're not right, they're wrong. And people say, how do you know they're wrong? I don't. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm a believer. When I was a hockey player, I didn't care if the team was no wins and 25 losses, the team I was on that year. I'm sticking it out till we get back on track. You know, there's just, I'm a believer in that. I'm a believer in the old school mentality like Steve Yzerman that stuck it out. You know, I never seen the Capitals, but the Capitals were contending too, though, so I shouldn't say that. But we seen the Capitals choke and choke and choke and choke and finally win a cup. They broke through. And this is what can happen to a franchise eventually. Now, we're not on the verge right now of breaking through to winning a Stanley Cup. I get that, okay? But what I will say is no matter what way you cut it, nobody can prove, nobody in the entire planet right now can prove we're not headed to a Stanley Cup eventually under Adams. Nobody can prove it. Because it's nothing but a damn opinion. If you say, oh, he'll never get us there, well, that's just your opinion. Doesn't mean much. Tell the tax man, you know? It doesn't really matter what people think. It's what we do as fans that matters, guys. We stand behind our team. We stand behind our team under all conditions. We don't bend. If Adams doesn't bend, we sure as hell have the obligation not to bend with him. Okay? So that's our obligation as fans. My loyalty comes to this. It doesn't come to any damn player on the team. It doesn't matter. Perreault included. This is bigger. This is. As much as I loved, and you guys know how I love the history of this franchise. You know it. Nothing is bigger than the logo. So what we have to do now is root on that logo to the promised land one day. Now, it might not be for another 4 or 5 years, but we have to believe in our hearts that this franchise wasn't born just to be a goddamn filler in the NHL or a bottom feeder. No chance. So when it comes down to the future of this team now is what my concern is. My concern is the Dahlin signing. All right, not the Jack drama. The Dahlin signing is more to me important than all this other crap that's going on, because this is crap that had to go down, and we had to have a general manager who had the balls to say, we're taking the C away from you. Apparently he gave him notice too, eh? He let him know ahead of time, I think. I read that today. I don't know the exact wording. I didn't cut it out and show you, but so look, where we're at right now, we have to, I get there has to be a healing process with some fans, there does. But the fans that tell you, okay, we can't survive without Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart, and even Ristolainen, who you all know I'm a fan of. If we think we're not capable of surviving with those three players, folks, tell me how many playoff series we won with those three players. Tell me how many times we made the playoffs with those three players. And then talk to me about survival, please. Okay? Stop. Stop with the man crushes. Let it go. Move on. That's what I tell people when it comes to the Sabres. Now, enough. I'll tell you what, I'll miss Timmy Connolly before I'll miss any of those three guys. I'll miss Danny Briere before any of those three guys. Gilbert Perreault, Rick Martin, Rennie Robert. I can go on and on and on. LaFontaine, McGillney. I mean, we can go on and on and on about this. I miss Rob Ray more than I miss those three guys. I do. He had more impact in our history than those three did combined. So, you know what? When you look back at the history of this franchise, we have to move on because we're stagnating in our history. This is a cancerous era of Buffalo Sabres hockey that maybe, just maybe, this year is about to break free from that because of a fresh-minded young coach that's coming in, not feeling any pressure, and a bunch of kids who are like, screw it, drop the puck, let's see what happens. We don't know how loose they're going to be. That's Granato that will speak. I'll tell you what, folks, think about this. We are going to be, when Jack is gone, okay? Oh my God, I got it written here still. So we'll be 6 point, we're below the cap floor by 6.3 million once Jack is gone. So, Jack is gone though. This is my point. So in reality, the 60.2 is really like 53.9, right? This is the team. We're basically icing a $54 million team right this year. This is what Granato's got to deal with. I don't see Granato whining and complaining. I don't see Adams complaining. I don't see the players complaining. If anything, I think there's a sense of freedom today. If we got closure, some of us, I'm sure some of the players did, guys. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. If you think about it that way. There for sure has to be some, the players are finally, okay, this is finally not over our heads. They weren't sure what's going to happen. Him coming into camp, is he going to be the captain? Is he playing? Is he not playing? Is he passing? Is he not passing? All this drama. I'll say one thing, and I mean this. It's so unfair. So unfair it happened to this franchise. To this franchise. You know? You got all that crap going on in Chicago. Meanwhile, they won cups during it. When all that crap going on. And meanwhile, our franchise has an owner who's willing to spend every cent to get this team winning. And we have this kind of luck also. You know, bad hirings. There was some bad hirings. Coaches, GMs, there was some bad hirings. There was. I'm not going to be in denial about that. There was. You know, I mean, I think Kruger's the most obvious of the bunch. And we knew Botterill was the one who hired him. So Botterill, you know, I said it back then, Botterill has to get this right. He has to get this right. Or else forget it. You know, if you can't get the, you know, you go and get, anyway. I don't want to talk about soccer. So when it comes down to the team now is my concern. The team since we got this news is my concern. Jack's not my concern. He's not. I wish him well in life. I hope he lives to an older age and healthy and all that stuff. I do. But I have no more concern about him as a Buffalo Sabre. I haven't for a long time, to be honest, guys. Some of my early videos might have turned people off because I was pretty much against him before all this drama. I didn't have a good feeling about Eichel. I never did. Ever since, I told you guys, ever since he changed his number. Self-centered attitude of his. It just got to me. It really got to me. There was things he started doing that got to me. You know, when you're on a team, this is a privilege and an honor to live the life they're living, these guys. To actually complain about anything when you're making $10 million bucks, $10 million a year, to play a game we all love and probably play for free. The problem is players, I worry, lose sight of that once they start making the money. And that's the test for Dahlin this year, guys. Let's not forget that part, okay? He can't lose sight of the childhood dream, like he talked about when he came in the league. So, you know, as we move forward now, we let it go. That's where this guy's at. I'm just letting it go. I'm moving on. I feel bad for some of the fans that are hurting because of this and, you know, are maybe confused and don't get why it's happened. There's fans that maybe not as in tune as some of you guys that are home and just confused. Why is this happening? Like they don't know, you know? And, you know, when I look at the fans in Buffalo, they take people in as their family, okay? And Jack one day might get this, he might not. But they took him in as their child and watched him grow from a baby into a young man who then decided, I don't want to go to school and I'm staying home no matter what you say. Like this is the attitude that started happening. And that's the sad reality of what money can do. It gives a false power and a real power to a lot of these players. Mostly false. Mostly false, because a lot of it's just ego and pride at that point. We move on, guys. Team's bigger, more important. That's it. I'm excited for this year, regardless of this. I like the fact that Jack is like our blue chip that we have for future prospects in the bank. And that's the way I'm looking at it now. And as for the future captain of this team, I don't think we'll have one this year. I just don't. You know? One of you suggested that Dahlin should get an A. I agree with that. We should put out a few alternates, maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do. But we should toss out some alternates out there this year. And if there's going to be a new captain in this team, we better be damn sure next time that we don't make the same boneheaded mistake we did with Jack. Even in his interview, when he sat there and said he's going to be better than McDavid, I'm like, oh my God, like that worried me. That worried me when he sat there with the Sabres brass saying, I think you won the lottery. You know? There was warning signs, guys. Let's be honest. There was warning signs. All this could happen. But to this extent, there was no warning signs. No. But it's a good lesson for us again. Sabres fans have been hurt over and over. We're a very resilient bunch. We can handle this, Jack. We can handle this. and survive from it and eventually win a Stanley Cup. You know, so this guy's hope is that during Jack Eichel's career, the Sabres break through and win a Stanley Cup eventually. And he still doesn't have one. And he's looking back saying, oh my God, you know. Maybe 5-6 years from now. See. And that thought, folks, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.